Good afternoon to all of you, and thank you very much for this opportunity. It is nice feeling in this coronavirus time. I can't go home, but when I address to the people, mostly from Surat and around the Surat, I feel like I am at home. So it's a good feeling. Coming back home, I saw around close to 200 people are attending, and I quickly glanced through some of the names. Looks familiar to me, and it's nice journey. Let's go through for next 1 hour or so. I'm ready to continue as long as possible, and you can write to me at my email. My last name Gardas, GARDAS at iitm.ac.in. So I will be talking about how to write a scientific research, but more elaborately on research publications. Okay, so it's like a paper publication. So we need a blessing of both the goddesses, not only Saraswati, but we need also a Lakshmi. So what I mean to say here, the knowledge what we have, we need to convert or we need to translate our research to an industry or the process to reach to the large community of the society. So we can convert our knowledge to get more money. And not only the money, here the intention is to serve the large part of the society. And the money will be the byproduct. We'll go through this journey. Let's start. I'm from chemistry department at IIT Madras. Very beautiful campus. We have so many natural sceneries here, lakes, so much greenery, varieties of the birds and mongoose and what you call this deer, so many deers, and varieties of the foxes and so on. And we do have poisonous snakes and so many professors. So we know that if I want to write a WhatsApp message to my friend, or I want to send SMS to my friend or email to my father, I need not to worry about the what you call the language or the grammar or so on. So it is informal. But when you communicate to the larger section, it's a formal writing. You have to be concise, you have to be crisp, you have to be careful, you have to be organized, you have to be structured. Because this documentation will be there forever or quite a long time. So you have to be very careful. So if you see the research cycle, it starts from the research and discovery, writing a proposals, getting funded and doing research. Then it will converting the research into the results and writing that results, analyzing that results, and then submitting for the publication. Then it will be reviewed by the editors and the peer reviewers and contemporary people, will be used for promotion and so on. Then it will be published and distributed. And after publishing, it will be read through so many people. And by reading this, people will get more idea or criticize or use for further research and generate new ideas. So this is the research cycle. And in this cycle, each part has their own significance. Each of them are very, very essential. Today, we are going to focus mainly on authoring and research output, where you have a results with you and how to write a paper. Or we will touch a bit upon you have an idea how to convert idea into proposal. So these are the 5 pillars of the scientific publishing process. Each one of them have unique their place, and each one of them are important. We are going to touch only the first 2. First one is very briefly, and the second one is in elaborated way. So we need to get a research idea. The idea can be original and it can be hi-fi, but it should be achievable. And where we will get this idea? Usually we get an ideas from discussion, from listening to industry problem, others problem, but most often we get an ideas from the literature. So to get the literature, targeted literature, you need to have some targets. We will look for that later on. Okay. So you get an idea, then you write a research proposal. You write a proposal, you convince the reviewer and you get the result, you get the money, and start research. You do experimental in the laboratory or computational or theory. You get some results, you collect them, you analyze them, and you document them. So we are going to focus more on this documenting the research result. So what I mean to say, you already have idea, you already have executed project, you already have results. Now only you are looking for how to write these results. These results you need to write to show the progress report weekly, monthly, or daily, or bi-monthly, or semester-wise, or year-wise. Or you need to write a research paper, or you need to write a synopsis, thesis, or you need to write conference proceedings. You need to write a news article, patent, so on. So you need to write this. To get a proposal, it starts with an idea. Maybe your idea is just crude, or you have performed. When you are writing a report, your all work is done. You are writing based on that report. When you are writing a paper, you are writing on a specific topic of your report. When you are writing a thesis, you are collecting various reports and you see. So there is some difference when you write different things. You have the findings, you have all the analysis, you have the conclusion, you read all the recommendation. And the report is basically objectives, methodology, results pertaining to the original study, experiments you performed, and the demand of a lot of time to conduct your experiment, results and conclusions, so on. Depending on the purpose or depending on where you are writing, the length, style, time, and the format will be different. As I told, proposal will be different than thesis will be different than the paper, so on. But there are some basic guidelines for all, and there are some differences for thesis and journal article. I'll share these slides through the organizers later on. You can go through these kind of things detail. But let's focus now onwards only on the paper. About 3-4 months ago, I wrote this article in the science magazine EduVoice. 5 things to know about the research paper. Today, I'm going to tell few of them in elaborated way and few other things. So we are going to touch up few things. What is research paper? How to start writing research paper? Challenges faced by researcher during submission. This will be in detail, and we will quickly go through impact factor and lower impact factor, also good. These things we'll address very soon. Don't worry, this is very much detail. Just pay attention on, listen to me what I am saying. You can go through the slides later on. So what is research paper? Research paper is a scientific writing. Please remember, when I say science here, it is not only physics, chemistry, maths, biology. It is everything, including arts, humanities, engineering, medicine, agriculture, everything, architecture. So research paper is a scientific writing based on scholar's original idea, and it is based on a particular topic where critical analysis has been done, interpretation has been done, the results have been compared, the approaches have been compared with the existing literature, existing methods, explanation of the trends have been presented with the convincing arguments, with the proper scientific justification for the methodologies adopted, and enough suggestions were provided to fill the major gap between existing work and your own new work. You also touch upon to expand this to the larger scale. What are the cost economics? How you identify the unbeaten tracks, and how you will tell the path forward for future direction, and what are the modifications required, and to convert this small piece of work into the larger section and to the industrial scale or how it will be beneficial to the society at large scale. You may be feeling embarrassed that can we touch upon this many issues in a single paper? Yes, it would be nice if you touch all of them. If not possible, you can touch as many as possible to enhance the quality of the paper. Research paper are various types: short article, full-length article, review article, communication, short communication, guest article, invited article, theme article, symposium, scientific review, conference, so on. There are various kinds of research papers, but there are some basic rules applicable to all. Size may vary depending on the type. It may be half page paper, or it may run through several tens of papers if it is a review article. The process is quite lengthy, time consuming, sometimes frustrating for the young researchers who are in a hurry. But believe me, now the process is much more easier than 1 decade ago. I remember my first paper I published in 2003, about 17 years ago. It took 1 year. I do remember one of my paper last year in 2019, which published in less than 3 weeks' time. There is a tremendous improvement in online system, but still there are some drawbacks. So once your paper is ready, we will go through how to make it ready later on. Yeah, I'm just telling the process now. Once your paper is ready, you submit. This is called manuscript before publishing. After you submit it online, mostly online, nowadays 99% of the journals are accepting online. Few of them are asking by email. I don't recall any of them are still using hard copy by post. Maybe few. So submitting article online through the respective journal. Editorial office will do initial check like whether you follow journal guidelines, page limit, word limit, and plagiarism. This is very crucial. Have you copy pasted from other place? How much? Then they assign, or they can send to editor. Editor will assign himself, or he will assign associate editor. They will go through whether you further followed journal, whether it is suitable for the journal or not. He will decide to reject or send to review. He will invite reviewers, usually minimum 2 reviewers required, but sometimes they send to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 also. Because many reviewers don't accept to review, or many even after accepting review, they may not submit review in time. So to save the time, even though 2 reviewers required, editor may send to more than 2. And sometimes more than 2 reviewer can submit on time, so you will end up getting your paper reviewed by more than 2. I recall one of my paper in 2018 reviewed by 6 people, and I got 6 reviewers comment. It happens. Reviewers submit their comments, editor analyze that reviewer's comment. If it is any offending comment, editor has the power to delete, or he will forward all the comments as it is along with the decision to author. His decision mainly will depend on the reviewer's suggestion, but he has his own discretion power. He may accept or reject in spite of the reviewers or against the reviewer's suggestion. The most of the time we will get minor revision or major revision. Sometimes we get reject. Sometimes we get resubmit. Rarely we get accept as it is. Then people will revise, author will revise and resubmit. The process will go again from here, from the beginning to here. Then editor again think whether to accept or review, send to review again or not. Usually when editor sends the second time revision for the same paper, usually they send to the similar reviewer, same reviewer, so to save the time. So in this process, as I told you, sometimes this will be over in 2-3 months, sometimes will take 6 months, or sometimes takes an even year. Even though time is an issue, but it is the good process, review process is good. because for the benefit of the society and benefit of the progress of science, we should publish rigorous results and rigorous work. We should not publish in a hurry or something later on which will be proven wrong. So what we are going to invest in this process, we are going to invest enormous amount of time, resource in writing, editing, submitting. What are the action we take? We search for the suitable journal, we submit, revise, we will suggest the peer reviewers, we collaborate with the different people for the different results, we will discuss with the different people, we are not expert in everything, we seek pre-submission advice, guidance from various people. It's not easy to write a one good paper. So what we will achieve after all these things, we will get enhanced reputation in scientific community. These papers will help to get promotion or get a new job or get a better job. It will help you to improve your network. These all are byproducts. The main motto is advancement of science and sharing knowledge for the benefit of society and the larger section of the universe. What are the tools available? Every journal has an author's guideline by publishers. There are so many language tools I don't recommend because they charge very heavily. Instead of using their language tools, you can take help of your colleagues, friends, or guide or other people. You read your friend paper and he will read or she will read for you. And you can ask somebody from the different field. At least they will not understand the subject, but they will understand the flow, whether what you want to tell, the flow is there or not, are they understanding or not, this will help. There are so many reference managers are available to help the referencing. There are so many research data organizations or plots are there. You can use these softwares. There are so many softwares are available to check plagiarism, but I think most of them are paid or subscribed. You may not have the free versions. Similarity index, and you need to get a license or copyright if you are going to publish already published figure or table or some work as it is you want to reproduce. Even if it is your own work published somewhere and you want to publish again, you need to get the copyright from the journal or publisher. Often people find difficulty, my work, where I should publish. There are some journal finder websites for elsewhere. This is the website for Wiley. This is the website for Springer. Oh, I don't want to go different publisher wise. And there is a JCR, clarivate.com for all journals at a time. So all this is fine. How to start writing? Somebody told, very famous person, well begin is half done. We always think I will start, but that day will never happen when we are going to start. You need a lot of courage and daring to start a paper. So to start, you start with one A4 sheet, empty page and a pen. Draw a circle in the middle and write in that circle 2 or 3 key points. What is the single most outcome, or what is the single most objective or your claim you are going to talk? Then make smaller circles around. If you don't like circles, if you are not an artist or painter, you can use square box or diamond or anything. Write a bullet points outside the circle to support that single claim, and then slowly you make a drawing or a sketch in entire A4 sheet, small graphs or small table or small figures or all these things. Please remember, this is a rough sketch. You don't need to use a scale, you don't need to use a pen, you can use pencil, you can use so many colors or anything. Only thing, you are making a Picasso drawing or a sketch of or rough sketch of your paper, writing a single most claim in the center, supported by few bullet points around, supported by a few more research findings or techniques or key people you want to discuss or key results you want to include or key research papers you want to add on or results you are waiting for or the instrument you want to accept or the people you want to discuss. You scribble entire thing just to make sure that you will not forget anything regarding this paper. At the end of 1 hour or so, you will find out one great painting that nobody will understand except you. Why you should bother about others? It is you should understand, and this will be the center point in the beginning of the paper. Please remember, while making rough sketch, don't worry about the margins, don't worry about the language, don't worry about the continuity, don't worry about the grammar. It can be in any grammar, it can be a wrong spelling, it can be in your own language, need not to be English, Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, Urdu, Punjabi, Sindhi, Bengali, anything. It can be mix of the thing. It can have all small tables, small figures. Only point you have to keep in mind for this paper, what kind of varieties of the studies you have, varieties of the claims you have, varieties of the people you want to discuss, varieties of the literature you may follow. Everything you put in concisely in one page. If this page is done, usually it takes 1 to 2 hours, or whenever you remember, keep add on. Once this done, that means your half paper is done. Then this one page you have to convert into 4 or 5 pages. I will tell you in the subsequent slides. It should consist some small headings, subheadings, bullet points in important points, small figures, tables, schemes, which you will illustrate later. The whole paper will revolve around this rough sketch or outline. So it should be like a painting. You should scan this and put your wallpaper, or you should make a frame. If it is your target is very long, 3 months work, 2 months work, put in front of your desk. Every seat. Then you will get better and better idea. Often easy to make into question. You ask so many questions. Why this point is important? How you are going to justify what results you are achieving? So what? You got this result, so what? How you are going to convince? What are you doing in this work? By doing this, what is your message? So these questions, very difficult questions, what, how, where, and why, and answers to these questions will make your papers better and better. Outline, you could organize your thoughts, understand the information from where else you are getting, what results are remembering, which student will provide, which collaborator will provide, which research article you are going to put. Everything you include everything in your Picasso printing. One page. Then you structure. Now your one page is ready. This I strongly recommend should be in a hard copy with the pen, pencil, so many varieties of the colors. Now you take 5 pages. These 5 pages can be in soft form now. If you don't want to waste more and more pages, you want to type directly, no problem. Open a Word file or any spreadsheet or anything you prefer. Make 5 pages one by one. Just write a title on 5 different pages. Introduction, 1 page title, entire page is empty, no problem. Second page, methods, entire page is empty. No problem. Go to the third page, results. Fourth page, discussion. Fifth page, conclusion. Now you have 5 empty pages with 5 titles. You have one Picasso painting. That is your outline. See that outline. From that outline, now you have 5 pages. In 5 pages, just write key points for the introduction. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. It's bullet points. Bullet point can be one word or collection of 5 to 10 words. At this stage also, my friends, don't worry about the language. Don't worry about the continuity. Here, pages with the each one containing 2 to 3 important points. This may not be in the order, or sometimes you have 2-3 points in one page, 7-8 points in other page. No problem. Each page you should have some points. From where you get this idea? From your rough sketch. How you got the idea for the rough sketch? Based on your results, based on your outcomes, based on what you want to claim. Now, introduction page, take that page where you wrote 2-3 bullet points. Now you start dumping the things. I use the word dumping. Even at this stage, you don't worry about the language, grammar, continuity. Dump some important points. Now the question arises, sir, dumping I understood, but from where I should get that? Single point answer is literature. So, starting point of writing your paper is not results, not experimental work. It is literature search. I will tell you in detail later. So, start gathering the things, importance of your field, importance or what are the goals, what are the overviews, which kind of literature you read, and put it here. Then in methods page, how many methods you have done? 1, 2, 3, 4. What are the parameters of your methods? What was the temperature? What was the pressure? What is the toxicity? Which solvent you used? What is the stirring speed? How much time you stir? What is the reaction? What is the yield? What are the byproducts? All these things. How many analyses you have done? DSC, TGA, IR, NMR. All these things, methods, whatever you used, you put it here. And for each method, what are your crude results? What happened to the yield if you increase the temperature? What happened to the yield if you increase the amount of the solvent? This kind of question, what is the thermal profile tells? Is the decomposition temperature high or low? How you have targeted this substance on only? And what are the results from each one? You write only results. Then each results you discuss in the discussion part. What is the significance? When you change alkyl chain length, what is happening? When you change one parameter, what is happening? And all these pages, one single point you have to remember. What is that? In your Picasso sketch, in the center point, you draw one circle and wrote 1 or 2 keywords or 1 line. That is your major claim. How your introduction, how your methods, how your results, how your discussion is helping to understand your claim or how it is supporting your claim. You have to always remember that. Based on that, if you revolve around, you will get a good, continuous, significant paper. It is like a movie or it is like a story. So the audience or the viewer should not distract or should not feel bored. They should understand the flow, understand the theme. This we have to pay attention. And at the end, to summarize everything in conclusion part. What were the major findings? What were the implications of finding? What is the scope of the future and all this thing? Slowly, slowly, you will realize that, yes, I can write a paper. Friends, it is not easy to write the first paper. But once you keep writing, you will understand it is not difficult to write the paper. It is difficult to convert idea into fund projects, convert fund projects into the funding agency, getting funding and converting funding into literature search results, and getting results and analyzing these results is more difficult than this. Of course, as I told you, each stage is very, very important. Assume you have done very, 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 very excellent research and your results are very convincing. But if you can't write it in a way where authors or reviewers understand, there is no use. So your writing should be very precise. Now, from nowhere, you have 5 pages with something written. Each page you have half page or a full page. Now you are confident that something is there. Still, you may be having something in local language, something no grammar, something front to back, there is no flow, no problem. At least you have something. Now you dump everything. Now you look for the flow, look for elaborating further, look for grammatical mistake, look for the continuity, keep on adding things. Now you might have copied something from literature as it is. You have to change that into your own wording to not to come under plagiarism, or somebody will find out that you have copied as it is, so your work will be rejected. So all these things slowly, slowly you have to pay attention. You see the left side, usually the publication order, your research paper will be title, abstract, keyword, introduction, methods, results, discussion, conclusion, acknowledgement, references, and supporting information. This is the publication order usually. But writing order is not this. Writing order starts with the references, my friends, because to get an idea, to write more thing about, to read, you have to read and understand. So you have to search relevant literature first. So writing a paper, start with the literature research and collating references and reading them. So start with the references and reading. Then the results, what you got in the experimental or computational or theoretical, convert that results into tables, graphs, plots, schemes, equations, what you call diagrams, mechanisms, flowcharts. Keep it ready. First part is getting references and reading, then converting results into various modes except text. Then you go for methods, which is easy. See, the funda is here. One need to be confident or develop the confidence in oneself. We know that paper should be 10, 20, 50, 30 pages. But when you see your file is empty, you will feel, oh, I can't write more. To get a confidence, you start like this. Gather all the literature's references, copy paste some useful words, useful sentences. As it is, you copy, no problem. But don't forget to refine later. Results, copy as it is. Methods, you can explain easily. Then you can go for introduction or discussion part. discuss your results, discuss your methods. Then you go for introduction, then you go for conclusion, then you write abstract, then you write keywords, then you write title. Most of the students do wrong things, that they want title and abstract first. It is not possible, my friends. Abstract should include everything. It should be precise. It is like a trailer of your movie. Unless movie is ready, you can't make trailer. It should contain each and every part of your sections. And why these things are very, very important for any paper. Title, keywords, and abstracts are the most important part of any paper. Why I say so? Just see from where you started writing your paper. That is reference. So when your paper is getting published, that will become a reference for some other people. And how you will get this reference? By literature search. How you do search? By using search engines. What do you search? Keywords. Where these keywords come from? It comes from the keywords and title and abstract what you write. So if your keywords and title and abstract are not appropriate, your paper will not get hit by other people when they search for it. Then your paper will never become a reference. You will never get a citation. And you will never get to know. What was the funda to publish? You want to share your knowledge with the scientific community, at least your contemporary researchers who work in the similar field, for the benefit of the society. The motto itself will not be fulfilled if you are not sure about the abstract keyword. So how to start writing a research paper? As I told you, in your Picasso drawing or Picasso sketch or the rough sketch or the outline, the center point is the main objective or the claim that you should know. Always keep that in mind for entire paper in every section. You should mention what are the main objectives, what are the methodologies you have adopted to achieve your claims, how better your methodologies with the existing methodologist, how better your results are compared to the existing results, how your claims are beneficial to the larger community and the society, if not to the larger society, at least to the contemporary researchers working in similar field. So most important part is title, abstract, and keywords. And because most of the publisher offer this free of charge to the readers. You don't need to have a subscription to read title, abstract, and keyword, but you need a subscription to get a full text. Nowadays, many publishers are asking research highlights and graphical abstract also. This is also free of charge to the readers. So how to write a title for your research paper? First thing, title you cannot write in the beginning, it should be the end. Ask yourself basic question, what are the keywords of your own paper? Write these keywords, collection of 10-15 keywords, and combine most important keywords and frame a title. Delete unnecessary keywords, and then see, title should not be too lengthy and it should not be too short. Sometimes short title will attract more people, but it should be of reasonable length, but it should not be never lengthy, because that is the first impression. The readers, you can make a first impression on reviewers, editors, and reader is from your title, keywords, and then abstract. So title should be really careful. It should tell everything. Always write title at the end. Keep it short, but not too short. Include all essential information of your paper in title. By including so many things, title may become lengthy, so you have to pay attention. Avoid using abbreviation in the title. You can't use abbreviation in the title. Please remember, in open literature, the reader may be very novice or just a buddy scientist. He or the just joined PhD student. Everybody in the field, who are expert or not expert, should get attention of your work. So you have to keep these things in mind. You need not to show all your expertise and the knowledge in the title itself. The depth of your science and all these things can be in the discussion part or conclusion part, not in the title. Title should be as simple as possible. Use keywords that highlights what your paper is about. Never inserts the periods, like full stop is not applicable, but some titles are there, question mark or explanatory symbol, but it's very rare. Usually title ends without any period. Abstract, as I told you, abstract is a trailer of your movie. This will available free of charge, so people will take a call to read your paper or not if they have access to it. And many people who does not have access, they will cite your paper based on abstract also. You have to keep these things also in mind. So it is like a first impression. Your abstract should grab reader's attention. Forget about the readers. First, you should grab attention of the editor and reviewers. First impression is very, very important. There are few tips I am going to tell to write an abstract. Abstract can be written at the end. You can't write in the beginning. Okay. You may be worried I am telling everything at the end, everything at the end. You know what I mean to say. Title, keywords, and abstract can be at the end. Remaining all you can write in the first. So this is like a second last before title. So choose main points from each part. What are the each part? Introduction, methods, results, and conclusions. So this is like after your Picasso painting, I said take 5 pages, write a bullet points. Remember that bullet points? That will help you to make abstract now here. Add sentences from each part. Each part. What are the each part I am talking? Introduction, methods, results, discussion, conclusion. All 5 parts, 5 twos are 10 lines. Now, these 10 lines should be a continuous. It should not be like a one line and second line has no meaning. It should be such a way that if you delete anything, let's say I'm deleting 3rd line, then 4th, 5th line should not make any sense. You don't add any unnecessary things to make your paper big or make your paper beautiful or make your paper this one, that one. No. There are so many things I like in this world. I like Sachin Tendulkar. Should I talk it here now? I like Aishwarya Rai, or I like something different. I like, come on. There is no meaning in talking here because my talk is how to write a paper. So many good things around in the world, but you need not to worry about all these things. You should worry only about your main claim and focus only on that. Don't divert. What will happen if you divert? Flow will lose, and even though that sentences are good, there will be no link. So you have to be careful, link and flow, and it should look like a story. Check if you missed anything. Check, are you exaggerating anything? Check anything you are writing which you have not have a justification or scientific basis or claim. And then you see the journal's limit. Do they ask any limit of words or anything? These are the things you should remember. So start thinking of writing purpose or claims or objective. Write the study design methods. Take one Picasso painting page or the sketch outline, make it into 5 pages, and then you slowly include or enhance all 5 sections. And don't, reference is one of the key things you please remember. Reference is one of the most important thing editorial check will check. Most of the early career researcher won't understand what is the funda of references. Please recall, reference is the starting point, as I told you here. It tells the quality of your paper. It tells how many varieties of the paper relevant to your work you have read. And please remember, there are some tips. As I told you, I was told by the organizer that last 5 minutes I missed it. So please see here, our journey of the paper start from the references. And these references are one of the most important part of the paper. Many new researchers won't pay attention to this because they don't know the importance. I will share some experience because I am in many editorial boards and I am one of the associate editor for 2 journals. So I share my experience that references are most important part of the paper when editorial check it. They will see that how many references cited from their own journals. Long ago, let's say about 10 years ago or 5 years ago, the references size was 25 to 30. Now, references 50, 60, 70 is the usual. So, cite as many references as possible, but should be relevant. Cite as many references as possible from the same journal where you are going to submit your paper. This is very important. That also tells that your work is suitable to that journal and you are helping that journal to build up their citation index and their impact factor. Also, cite more references from the same publisher. Let's say if you are publishing to American Chemical Society or Royal Society of Chemistry or Science Direct or elsewhere or Taylor and Francis or Springer, same journal, few references must be there. Same publisher, few references should be there. And some references should be really high impact journals like JACS, England Chemie, Nature, Cell, Science, and make sure that should be relevant to the work. So this will show that you are thoroughly gone through the references. One more important thing, references should be as contemporary as possible. What I mean to say, it should be as new as possible. For example, if you are submitting a paper in 2020, large part of the references should be published after 2015. And most of them should be from 16 or 17, 18 and 19. Last 3-year papers are very, very, very important. Why I pressed so much? This will give you 2 or 3-way benefit. One, to tell the editor and reviewer that you are with the contemporary research. You are aware that what happened recently. One. The second one, to citation index of the paper or the impact factor of the paper is calculated based only the last 3 year or 2 years data alone. So no journal will lose this kind of paper where more of their papers and their publishers' contemporary sister journals papers cited are from last 3 years. This is one of the tips. Having said this, it doesn't guarantee that your work will publish. Please Don't mistake that by doing so your work will publish. The best idea is your work should be excellent, written should be clear and concise. These are some additional benefits to help. So we'll go forward. I believe I have presented this, isn't it? Tips on writing abstract, I presented this.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You presented.
I'll go forward from here. So please pay attention. Title, abstract, keywords are the most important thing, because these are the search engines use your words to get more people to get attention of your work. References are important because editorial check will check that how useful this paper for their benefit. There are so many do's and don'ts. I will share these slides through organizers. I'll not go through because the wording are very small. Don't worry. I will just tell you this later on. And pay attention of the English. See, English is none of us our mother tongue. We all learn English. So a good scientist may not be a good person in literature. So nothing wrong in learning new things, going through and learning from the literature people. And the tense, what tense you write, you please pay attention much. See, results, what you already done the research and you have, generally we write in past tense. And the discussion where you are telling that what you achieved and what will implicate in future. So it can be a past tense or present tense or even future tense. So you have to pay attention this kind of small things, grammar and all these things, describe and all these things. This is also I will share later on. I will don't go detail. So your paper will start with, for a general audience, very budding scientist, new researcher in the field. You slowly build up the show and go to the more specific, very rigorous, hi-fi and contemporary research, and then come back to the general suggestions and for the larger community and the benefit of the society, and you again become general. So it's like a movie, or it's like a show, or it's like a story you build up and make your reader comfortable. You can't give very hi-fi things in the beginning so they will not read. You build the show in a slowly manner. You take them to the height of the pitch and bring back them slowly. So this is the way to get attention of the reviewer, editor, and the reader and getting cited. A picture is worth of 1,000 words. So use less text, use more number of figures, more number of graphs, more number of analysis, more number of schemes, charts, flow charts, diagrams, process and product designing, and equations and mechanisms, so on. See, in story also we want twists, or in life also we can't go on smooth. So only text, people will get bored unless it is a literature or English or other things. I'm talking generally science and technology papers includes many things. Please pay attention. It should be reader friendly. More than reader friendly, it should be editor friendly and reviewer friendly. It should be continuous, it should be interesting, it should be story-like, it should be formatting, it should contain good heading, subheading, font size, choice of colors, everything you should pay attention. You can't write too less about some topic and too much details about some topic. No too much exaggeration and all these things. These things you have to keep in mind. The figures, tables, schemes are the key things apart from title, keywords, and abstract. Why I said so? Many of you may be knowing the number of researchers expanded or significantly increased. What do you think editor may have, how much time to decide whether this paper should be sent for review or not? Believe me, editor will not have more than 3 to 5 minutes. If any editor is looking your paper for 5 minutes, means you are lucky. Why? One, number of submissions are too large. Two, editors are also academicians. That is not their full-time job. Three, they have enough pressure. Four, every journal had some unwritten rules that they cannot accept more papers from the same region, more paper from the same topic. So you are competing in varieties of the way. Somebody was telling a journal need 30 paper an issue, and one country alone, for example, China, they are getting more than 1,000 submissions per month. Where is 30 paper? Where is 1,000 papers? So how much competition is, you should understand. You have hardly 2 to 3 minutes to get attention of the editor. For that, title should be clear and concise. For that, your graphical abstract, your tables, figures, charts, plots, schemes should be as attractive and as clear, as concise as possible. Formatting should be, they are looking for the rejection, not for acceptance. Please remember this. They are finding your faults. You may have done 10 good things in your paper, only one not so good things. And if you are unfortunate, that is the one they will look and then reject. So pay attention of formatting, everything. You should not give any stone unturned, because all eyes are looking for rejection, not for acceptance, because they have their own limitation. So what are the major challenges we face? Finding a suitable journal is a big challenge. Requirement of different format by the publisher is a challenge. Time taken for a decision is a challenge. Many people frustrate. You are waiting for thesis submission thesis, you are waiting for a postdoc job, you are waiting for a faculty job, you are waiting for an industry job, and this one paper may improve your CV, but decision is not coming. And there are unwritten bias. We will not discuss on much detail. There is no doubt. We can't prove it. There is not written anywhere. There is a regional bias, institutional bias, country bias, sexual bias, and so many other biases are there. Don't worry about this. As long as humankinds are there, societies are there, politics will be there, bias will be there. How to overcome? Dedication, hard work, and keep on trying. Don't lose your heart. Keep trying, trying, trying. Improve your science. Answer them with your science and technology and your writing and your thoughts, not by your frustration. The impact factor, I'm not going to go in detail. This is one of the major where journals and people are around. And please, if you are a PhD student at the early stage, if you are a buddy researcher, new researcher, don't worry about all these things. These are the numbers. It's a number game to attract more funding, more citation, more impact, more name and fame, and the ranking of the institute, and so on. So it is based on citation, based on different numbers. It's called impact factor, aggregation factor. This is used for ranking and all these things. But according to my experience or my limited knowledge, I would say, what is the core of all these things? What is the starting point? The starting point is a good idea, converting good idea into good work and converting good work into good publication. Once you have a good idea, good work, and good publication in any journal, but you should have a larger audience. The journal should have a larger audience of the contemporary researchers. Then definitely people will cite that work. Once they cite that work, your own index and the journal index will go high. Once it will go high, impact factor will go high. Once everything will go high, your institute will definitely get higher rank. So go to the key point, not the peripheral point. Key point, good idea, good work, and good publication. Rest all are byproducts. Now people started commenting and telling that how you can compare mathematics, fine arts, agriculture, medicine, chemistry together. People come up with a solution. It's called Field Weight Citation Index. You are competing with your own contemporary field and converted it to the number where you can normalize and you can compare across the field, across the institute, across the countries. You need not to worry. As I told you, just focus on your work. These all are byproducts. Don't look for high impact journal. Look for the journal where your peers, where your contemporaries, where experts in your field, national and international, are publishing. You can go to those journals. Many society journals are low impact but highly reputed, much reputed than the high impact journals. So go for an audience where your work will be read by more people. Go for the field related journals. Go for the contemporary research publishing journal. Go for wide circulation. Go for the reputation of the publisher, editor, editorial board, and the science and the societies where you will get more citation or where you get recognition among the peers. Impact factor will automatically improve because all these things are interrelated. Clarivate Analytics Web of Science Groups tells that this is just 1 week old data. There are more than 12,500 journals. I am only talking about ISSN number or the registered journals. I am not talking about predatory journals. More than 2 lakhs conference proceedings and more than 230 scientific categories. Scientific categories which includes everything: medicine, arts, fine arts, agriculture, humanities, everything. 254 disciplines, 1.7 billion papers, references, and more than 159 million articles only in last century or 120 years or so. It's an ocean. How to get noticed your work? How many paper you can read in your lifetime, or how many paper you can publish in your lifetime? Forget about the lifetime. For your next promotion or for your next job or for your PhD. Of course, it is limited. Our time is limited. Our intention and enthusiasm may be unlimited, but time is limited. So how to find the suitable journals? All these are there for Elsewhere, Wiley, Springer, and for this one. So you can get the literature research. I can talk hours and hours on literature search and operating procedures, but that is a different topic, not today's topic. I will go ahead with the top reasons why manuscripts get rejected. One, it is not fitting in the scope of the journal. You just saw that this journal is high impact or this journal is my friend. or this journal, I want one paper, you can't submit there unless you get invitation from that journal. Insufficient problem statement, you have not told what are your claims, or you have not told what is the problem you are going to address. Methods are not described properly or fully, or you wrote very hi-fi without giving proper justification, or wrong methods you have done. Often single method are not acceptable in good journals. You have to prove the same results or the similar results with various methods, as many as methods possible, both experimental methods and supported by theory or competition. These are the key. You get the same answer from different methods, that means your method is likely to be accepted universally. I'm not saying that single method is not good, but always it is better you support with more methods. Over interpretation of the results is also a big challenge and big problem. You are exaggerating the things. Unsatisfactory or confusing. In one section you say something, in the same paper other section you say something, or your data shown in the table is different, data shown in the figure is different, and what you are explaining is different, then likely to get paper rejected. Inappropriate or incomplete sentence is a problem. Conclusions not supported by scientific justification or adequate data, adequate methods is a problem. Incomplete, inaccurate, or outdated review, if you have not done contemporary work, is a problem. And at the end, it should look like a story. It look like a movie. Flow is important, grammar is important, and the continuity is important. There should be a connection between previous line to the next line, and the flow should be maintained. And if your experimental design itself is wrong, or your experimental design is very poor, or methods are very less, this is also get rejected. Please, this may not be applicable to all kind of work, but as many as I have touched up. For chemistry people, there are so many websites are there. Excuse me. And some of them are scientific, engineering, ACS, RSC, Elsewhere, Springer, Taylor and Francis, Wiley, Nature, Degrooter, Theme, CRC, PLOS, Sage, Springer, Nature. So many publishers are there. There you can register free of charge. Registration is free. Creating account is free. Please remember this. Login, search article is free. Setting alert is free in the menu of this website. Getting citation is free. Getting new issues free. Only subscription required for full text. You can read abstract, title, and the keywords free of charge. Not only you can read, you can get it to your inbox. That's called alerts. While I am presenting here and you are listening here, some excellent paper might have published. Instead of I search everywhere, how nice it is, they tell me, hey, today in your research area, this paper got published. How nice it is. Of course, it is not a dream, it is possible. It's called alerts. You get the contemporary and the latest results to your inbox with the HTML format. Just click on that link, you will go to the paper. If you have access, subscription, your institution, you will get a full paper. Otherwise, you will read only. This is to be in contemporary research and read the latest work in your field, which is the starting point of your writing a paper. What is that? Gathering relevant references and literatures. Often searching various places is difficult, so you can go over search engines, SciFinder, Web of Knowledge, Scopus. Of course, all these are subscribed one. Here also you can put alerts. Here also you can create login if your institute have access to this or you have subscribed to this. There are some search engines free of charge available. Google Scholar, Microsoft Academia, Publons, ORCID, Mendeley. Many of them are offer free of charge your account and free of charge search literature for title, abstract, and keyword. Full text you can't get. Few more: ResearchGate, Loop, Academia. These are the most important what you call scientific social media. Few more. I'm not going to go through this. As we are aware of Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, like that, scientific media also large. Here also you can pay attention, create account, and be in touch with your experts in your field and contemporary researchers. Don't be too greedy and create account in everywhere and then you don't pay attention reading. Okay, there is a limit for each and everybody. So pay attention, understand your own limits, and accordingly you can spread. To summarize up to here, artificial intelligence or computer science people or database or AI or large data people say that search engines work based on crawls, engine bots, algorithms, spider. I don't know this language, by the way. But what I believe, whatever the code, software, algorithm the search engine might be using to hit the target or to get to know the literature what you want, you have to pay attention your search terms, keywords, and the mixing of those keywords and operators. There will be entire 1 hour lecture on this. I'm not going into the detail. So this is the publication cycle. Each stage is very important. We touched more things about the second stage and little bit about the first stage, some about the third and fourth, and the fourth one is social media, scientific social media. Each one of them are very, very essential. And thank you all. I am ready to take any kind of questions now, here, or by email later on.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Now I request Dr. Anish Kumar Sharma, in charge principal, School of Sciences, to give vote of thanks. Sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, all. I, Dr. Anish.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. On the behalf of our university, PP Sawan University, express sincere thanks to our expert speaker, Professor Ramesh Gardas, for conduction of such an informative webinar for the participants, which includes faculty, scientists, research scholars around India. I thank you, sir, for sharing your knowledge and experience with the participants, and I invite you to visit our university when you come to Surat. Thank you again, sir.
It will be my pleasure. Thank you very much for open invitation. It's like my going home.
Yes, sir. Please.
Yes, sir.
Please,
Yes, sir. We will wait for you, sir. Yes.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Should I close now or any other formalities are there?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
You can exit now. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank you
so much.
all. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Same to you,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.